Now, let us begin with the third session, My Scale-Up Story. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the panelists. Arthi Raguram. She is the founder of Deyga Organics, a nature-first personal care brand that has grown since 2018 to reach 97% of Indian PIN codes while expanding its global footprint. Featured in Times of India, 40 Under 40, and a TEDx speaker, she has led Deyga to multiple awards by championing ethical, handcrafted, high-performance skincare rooted in purity and sustainability. Ma'am, we welcome you. Next, we have Surajit Basu. He is an distinguished leader in insurance technology, known for his entrepreneurial vision and strategic expertise. He co-founded Ibexi in 2021 and guided its growth into pioneering Indian Insurfex firm after his acquisition by Sapiens in 2015. Sir, we welcome you. Each speakers will have 7 minutes each to introduce themselves. Then the forum will be open for an open discussion. Thank you.
Hello? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to tell you not one story, but three. Three stories for the price of one. And like in Indian mythology, some stories have sub-stories, so some of them may have three sub-stories. But I think before we start, I would like to do a little bit of time travel, so if all of you can stand up for a minute. Post-lunch, it's always good to stand up. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, open your eyes, sit down. Okay? Welcome to the year 2000. Thank you for time traveling with me. We are here at the brink of the millennium, the new millennium for the world and for India, with 1 billion plus people. But if you look at the insurance sector, we have just one life insurance company and 4 general insurance companies, right? Bahut nainsafi hai. So too few for too large a crowd. So the government decides to open up the economy, the insurance world, for private companies and foreign companies. 4 of us who are in Hong Kong and Singapore doing insurtech work, we think it's a good time to quit our cushy jobs and come back to India, set up an Indian IT company focused on insurance and on India. Unlike most Indian IT companies, we don't want to focus on the West, we want to focus on India. And unlike most Indian IT companies, we want to focus on one domain, one niche, and that's insurance. We also decided not to build product, not to develop, but to partner with leading global products across the world and bring them to India. So to be, like Accenture with SAP, that kind of model. So 3 sub-stories: life, general insurance, and reinsurance. For reinsurance, we partnered with SAP Insurance. For life insurance, we partnered with a leading company from Canada. And for general insurance, we partnered with a new high-tech company in a startup nation, Israel. And all of these 3 streams worked fairly well. So that was really the first scale-up story. But as we went along, the general insurance company that we partnered with, the Israeli one, got acquired by another company, which was Sapiens. Listed on the NASDAQ, reasonably large and interesting, but they didn't have any company in India. And for IT companies, I think it's almost a necessity to have presence in India. So it made sense for them to acquire us. We exited the other 2 businesses, and we focused on our partnership with Sapiens. That was in 2015, 10 years ago. And then, again, we did 3 different things. One was the P&C insurance software that we did with Sapiens. We built that business up quite significantly. The second was we looked at all of the other products in Sapiens, life insurance software, workers' comp, all kinds of various insurance software, and we started to build teams on all of them, doing both R&D as well as global delivery. And the third was we brought to Sapiens new lines of business, new things that were not around in Sapiens, cloud, data, digital. And over a process of time, we grew from less than 200 people when we were acquired by Sapiens to today about 3,000 people, about 50% of the company. But that's only the second story. The third story starts in 2025. Sapiens got acquired this year by a private equity called Advent. And as part of Advent's plans, they would like to figure out how to scale up the company from, let's say, 600 million to 1.2 billion. And part of that would be to expand Sapiens in India. So we are looking for our next new site, probably in Kerala. And maybe a year from now, I will come back and tell you more about the third story. Thank you.
എല്ലാവർക്കും നമസ്കാരം. എനിക്ക് മലയാളത്തിൽ സംസാരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി ഭയങ്കര ഇഷ്ടമാണ്, പക്ഷേ മലയാളം is very poor, so I'm sticking to English fully. Thank you. I just practiced these 2 lines to deliver. So, I'm Arthi Raguram, the chief creator of Deyga. So, who is Arthi Raguram? Why or how am I here today? My story is going to be very simple, not as grand as what he has shared. So, when I'll just go back to a little flashback. So, I was raised in a very conservative family, where I was always this in this good girl era, where I would say only yes to my parents. So obviously they were also very sweet, who wanted to give only the best to the children. So I have a sibling, both of us being girls. All they wanted was us to be safe. So safe technically means learning in a very reputed school, and then getting a couple of degrees, and what next? What next? Obviously, it's marriage. So they asked me if you're getting married. I said yes. And that's also a reason why I'm here today. I'll let you know how that happened. And so I was just 21 when I got married. So I changed my city, my place, my second name, obviously. So post that, I was also doing my MBA in a residential school, like for 2 years. I always had something for nature. From childhood, I always, somehow, I have some connection with nature, but I was not in a position to figure out what. And later it happened for me to attend soap making workshop, an organic soap making workshop. I just gave it a shot. Post that, the science gave me fascination because I come from an arts background. So the science was like very fascinating. So I wanted to learn more. Then I did a diploma in organic skin and hair care formulation. So that's when I realized science and nature can be something very fascinating than I imagined. Then post that, the very first product that I created was charcoal soap, a humble soap that was made authentically with oils and butters. That was like a flip in my career because, we all been using a cleanser, a soap bar from childhood, but we really do not know how it is made. None of the soap bars we or us use from the childhood are soaps technically. All of those are surfactants that was created to cleanse the dirt on the fabric and not cleanse the dirt on our skin. So when I learned that, slowly we created a lot more other products, but the charcoal soap was a very big hit. It healed all the people's acne, regardless of their skin type. So I was not in the term of selling and all. I was only making soaps for myself, and my family was using it. But people who use it also healed my skin like magic, because from teenage I always had acne. I've consulted a lot of dermatologists. I've taken a lot of treatments, but nothing really worked. But the soap that I created with my own hands, healed me. I felt healed inside out. So after that, I had another incident happening where one of my cousins who runs a Waldorf school in Road, she randomly called me asking, are you interested to put up a stall of what you're creating, because you're doing a handcrafted exhibition in their school. So I said, yeah, I'll do it, I'll come, I said. It was just the previous day. So pay attention, I might ask one question here. So it was like she said you have to exhibit. I have this kind of this perfectionist kind of mindset. So I wanted to exhibit. The stall has to be very good and all that. Then I thought I have to give it a name because I was not selling. I was only making for myself. So I thought I have to give it a name, and randomly this word Deyga came to my mind, which means body. So I thought Deyga. That's all. Now I know a lot of branding companies and strategies are there, but the name that was given to the brand was like, just like that was born. So I put up I obviously wanted to give them a business card. So in the hall I had handcrafted papers lying. So I took those, punched it, wrote the brand name and wrote my name and contact number, thinking I had an instinct of people might call back. So I put that also. So I took all the soaps I made to the stall, I exhibited the products. So the scenario is, it's a tier 3 city, a school in a village, and it's only the parents who are walking in. Their intention is not to buy. They walk there just to see what's happening. So I want you to guess if I would have made sales or not. And if yes, what would be the value? Just take a guess. If I would have made a sale or not, if yes, what would be the value? 5,000? 5,000? 10,000? High hopes on me. I had a lot of soaps. I can enoughly, I still took back few soaps home, so I had enough stock. So that day I really didn't go in a intention to sell, or I just went there for an experience. I made 11,450 rupees. And very close. So that was the very first money that I earned, because I never thought I'll be doing business, making money. But that money was not a push for me to start a brand, because that day I felt nice, wow, I made something. But after coming home, after a couple of weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks back, I got a lot of calls from the customers, the parents who called and said they see some difference, they feel this product is good for the kids and all that. That pushed me to a different level of feeling. So they repurchased, because then I felt, okay, there is some necessity in the market that I'm able to give. So that's when slowly I thought, okay, Deyga is going to be a brand. I would say, I didn't create Deyga. Deyga technically created me as a founder and made me create some honest products to the world. That's what I see. And because I strongly believe the marketing, branding, the story, all of it can sell a product for the first time. But for someone to purchase again, it has to be the product itself. Only the product will have to speak for itself. So that's one perspective I strongly believe in. So I started in a small table in Erode in Tamil Nadu. Today, Deyga is like serving globally. We are serving 25 lakh plus customers globally. And we have been awarded the best Indian skincare brand by Times Group. And also our B2 lip balm is Google's most searched lip balm. So all of those things give me the responsibility of creating more such wonderful products to the market. And again, we started very passionately as an Instagram page. So we started off like a 7.5 year back. So Instagram was just blooming, and we also started. So it was just that. Post that, now we are available on all the marketplaces like Amazon, Flipkart, on quick commerce like Blinkit, Instamart, everywhere. And also we have a retail stores in Chennai, Coimbatore, Erode, and also we're expanding in Bangalore. Soon we'll be in Kochi as well. So, thank you. So, because from starting, Kerala has welcomed us very well. I don't know, because the people here love the natural products award. We always have, because when we see the data in the sales category, from the cities, we always have Ernakulam, Trivandrum and Kochi, at least in top 10 for us. So that's one good sign. So we are opening our store here. And that's how it happened. And I said marriage brought me here. That is because the man sitting here, he's my husband, Raguram. So he's the one who stood with me from the day one. He said, do it, because I had my family questioning, are you sure you want to do this? You want to sell soaps? Does it make any sense? And all that. He was the only one said, you do it. So I'm very grateful for that. And yeah, that's how Arthi became Arthi Raguram. Thank you.
The forum is now open for questions.
The question is to Arthi. So you said initially you used to make the soaps yourself. So when you started expanding, how did you expand, and what is your strength of staff, and how did you do the expansion process? Can you explain a little bit more?
I think when I thought I would sell, I made sure the product has to be very good. So we started off our expansion first in R&D. So we had pharmacist, and I also have done my diploma in formulation. So that was very helpful in terms of making the product development base very, very strong. So that's the initial investment that we did. And we were doing only digital sales. So we had our own website and social media as a platform for us to reach to more people. So that's how we started. And post that, on the necessity, we started doing products the customers wanted. So because we are a D2C brand, that one good advantage that we have is people slide into our DMs telling what they want. So we worked exactly on what they want instead of we imagining to create certain products. What made best for us was we created what they wanted. In that way, we grew.
So how do you know what the customer wants?
That's what. So in Instagram or Facebook, there are people who follow us. So when they become your regular customer, they have feedbacks telling, I want to. That's how we, even till today, we work. Any products we want to launch, we put up a story or a post, and we take a G survey wherein they feed their content about which product they're looking for, either skin or hair. Even if it's skin, what benchmark they do they have, and all that. So based on that, we work.
When you started, you said you started small and focus on specific categories. But with the scale up, how did you manage to keep that consistency, quality, or to focus on specific? How did you manage that?
See, there's something called SOP, standard operating procedure, that we follow for any products. So in that way, with quality, it's like it is a mandatory thing that I see. From day one, how I do, the formulation can evolve and get better, but I cannot lose it over the period of expansion.
So I have a follow-up question here.
Yeah.
Make my question here.
Please.
What I'm asking is when you look at mass market big brands, then it goes to a price game and it's like lower price and the quality both tends to get watered down in terms of what ingredients, what benefits and all that. So how have you been able to maintain that?
Okay. So if I'm right, like how are we addressing the mass market without, considering the price and also the quality? Yeah. So we cater to the mass premium segment, wherein, our first priority is there are two style of operating in terms of production. So considering the giant MNCs or how their way of developing a product is different. They would have, let's say if they want to launch a shampoo in the market, they would say my selling price is going to be $259. And my packaging cost is going to be like say 5 rupees, and the total production cost for a product cannot exceed 5 or 10 rupees. So they fix they fix the cost of production, and then they do. So in that way, they will have to work within that sketch based on the ingredients and all that. Ours is different. We first work on what this product has to do to the customer. So let's say we launched our rice water shampoo and soy milk conditioner. That is like a very big learning for us, because when we were about to launch, literally like there were no or very less natural shampoos, which was really fulfilling the requirement of the customer. What gap we saw was people were very much willing to switch to natural formulations, but the problem was those shampoos were drying out their hair, which we would really didn't want to. So we worked based on that. We work based on what benefits we want. And based on that, we work on the formulation, like, the ingredient that has to go in. So in that way, we're very concerned about what the product can do. So I feel in that way, if the product is good, I think people will be ready to be repurchasing. So that's how I see.
Mr. Surajit, when you started working your company in India, you said that it was all Indian insurance companies, and they were all government companies basically. So, I mean, what was your role, and like, how did you get to the stage where somebody bought you? I mean, you didn't have a market, but you were selling to the government.
So, no, actually, when we started in 2001, we focused only on the new companies that were coming up, right? Like the private foreign companies. So we implemented the core systems for, let's say, Max Life, Birla Sun Life, then Canara HSBC, those kind of companies. We didn't really sell to companies like LIC or New India. That was not our focus segment. Okay? And there were enough new companies coming up. And this was our gamble, that there would be many, many new companies which will come up once the liberalization of the insurance industry happens. So that kind of played out, and we started to work with only the foreign companies, and there was enough business to grow that. Right? And that, yeah.
Just to follow up on that, was it a proprietary operating system?
No, we didn't build software, okay, initially. We partnered with product companies like SAP. So actually, SAP's insurance is written by another German company called MSG, and we partnered with them to sell SAP insurance and reinsurance in Asia. Similarly, we partnered with a Canadian company to sell a product called Ingenium. And so we were selling, implementing, customizing it to the local market requirements. So we understood the local market, we understood the foreign product, and we bridged that gap with, like I said, similar to what Accenture does with SAP for other areas. And that's what was our play. Right.
What made you sell out?
I think we reached a point where we could build this, but I think we realized that if we really wanted to become a significant global play, we couldn't just do this on our own. We had different options, like having funding to accelerate this. But I think we toyed with the idea, and we decided it was much easier to do like 100% sellout than to do, part and so on. You get like a golden handshake, and we didn't really want that. And Sapiens worked out well because we had been partnering with Sapiens for the previous 7-8 years, right? So we knew them well. It was a good mix of cultures, and it was almost like an extension of what we were doing. Right? So it gave us reach, and I think we grew from about 200 people to 3,000 people because we could use a global large player as an accelerator to build the business in India to service customers across the world, as well as to be doing the R&D. So we're not quite like a GCC. We also run part of the business pretty much independently. Right? But I think we couldn't have reached where we were just by doing the same things that we were doing before. Every once in a while, we actually cannibalize our business.
Could you throw some light to the story 3?
Story 3, I need to go to the future to tell that story.
We can close our eyes some of it.
Okay. So let's try it. We're a year from now. We've set up an office in Kochi. We have 1,000 people, and we are building insurance, software, R&D, as well as global delivery for many of our customers in US and Europe from our site in Kochi. It's an extension to the existing site in Bangalore and another one in Delhi, but that's where we are. Okay? And that's the kind of dream that we have today.
I'm trying to understand, you mentioned about SOPs, so that's related to the actual production. But when it comes to managing the, you mentioned that you get queries from Insta on daily monthly basis. So what I'm trying to understand is when you get,
I mean, you have different sources from where you have queries, and then you have your production. And then, do you have a booking system? Now, how do you manage the order management and then booking system? And then how do you make sure that the delivery reaches them on time? Is there a ERP, a lightweight ERP system that you use, or you're managing it in Excel, or I don't know. I'm trying to understand what is the thing that you use at your level, or have you shifted from Excel sheet to something? Do you have a Zoho system or something that you're using? That's what.
So right now there is order management app that we have, where the orders get automated. At least in the initial stages was all manual. Post then when we had our website, then we started having it's all automated, where we have our orders. When they placed on the website, we get it on our order management app, and it's simply we take a printout and we pack. It's that simple actually. That's how we're doing. And in terms of production, we are planning to go into Zoho systems, which are in talks with them already. Yeah.
So you have an online system also ready for you. I mean, where you are taking orders. You mentioned you have a website.
Yes.
So
yes.
in that also you can book. You are already connected
Yes,
with
we
the
are taking
payment
all the
gateway
orders
and-
on website.
Okay.
It's clearly on website. We don't take the other sources until if there is an emergency for the customer, there is some technical thing where they're not able to do the transaction. Then obviously to have a smooth customer support, we do in other ways, but it's always on the website.
So you have a customer support system also?
In the sense, it's team of people who talk to them and all that. I know the world is full of AI and automation and all that, but I still feel at times the customer need a personal connection with your team, so we always make sure we are available on the calls. Yeah.
Thank you.
I have experienced Deyga. Okay, so that's very nice.
Thank you.
So I don't know when he said a year from now, what he is listening to, a year from now, or maybe 3 years from now, where do you see Deyga?
You're asking me from 3 years now where I see Deyga. We have a lot of plans, but we're expanding globally, so you'll soon see Deyga exclusive stores in foreign countries. Yeah, I would like to keep it that short. Yes. Thank you.
What about the pricing strategy? Because this is a new brand. What about the pricing strategy? Because this is a new brand that you build. And if you look at that segment, there are a lot of big, large players. So how did you address that, or what was your strategy, or how did you do that penetration? Or the differentiation you had to build in for the price?
So how we see ourselves are there are luxury brands and also there are mass volume brands. We fall in between that. So we are as I said, we concentrate on the mass premium crowd where we want to make a high quality product at an affordable price. So if you're going to compare MNC company lip balm, which is going to be 100 rupees or 150 rupees, it's definitely, then you will feel Deyga is expensive. But when you compare to a luxury brand where not all the mass premium people would want to spend it regularly, when you're going to buy I can't let out the name of any luxury brands, but then the lip balms are going to cost you the same quantity, or it's going to be 1,500 or something, where ours fall under 350, which makes it desirable and also repurchasable for the customer. So that's how we plan the pricing strategy. Yes. Yes, we are. Amazon, Flipkart, and all the quick commerce like Blinkit, Instamart, everywhere. Because at least in the 6 year or 6.5 years of the brand, we were selling only on the website. And our major revenue came only from the website. We were doing it good. But now I feel people want faster delivery. They want it fast, instantly and all that. So we just gave it a try on Amazon and Flipkart and even on the quick commerce. Quick commerce, we really had a good shoot, because for a cosmetic brand there is no so much search, but we are fortunately having a very good response there, so we are available on quick commerce as well.
Hi. So the question I wanted to ask was, when did you decide and what were the parameters that when you started your stores, when did you decide that from going from online to having physical stores? And I see that you have multiple stores.
So for us, our physical store is in Chennai, Coimbatore, wherever it is. It is not just the random selling store. We wanted customers to have experience. So experience was our main concern. So when you walk into our store, you will not see just the products exhibited. You will see the raw materials we have kept there. We wanted customers to experience the product, that try there and leave. Especially if you see in Chennai store, that's where it happens often. Customers would come into the store. Generally, they walk in, bill and go. But in that store, they would take face packs, mix it, apply it. For half an hour, they walk around in the store, and then they choose whichever they want and all that. So we wanted to give that experience as a memory, as a brand recall for the customers. That was the main reason we thought we'll go offline. Also, we have strategically positioned our stores based on the maximum pin codes that we are selling. So Chennai and Kochi, all of it tops for us. So we are slowly expanding everywhere.
Thank you.
Hi, Arthi. I had a question for you regarding your strategy. You spoke about differentiation in a mass premium segment, but it's a very crowded segment known for very low brand loyalty. And you have many homegrown brands as well as imported brands doing stores, doing e-commerce, and copying formulas. All kinds of products are out there. So what's your strategy for building this kind of repeat orders, brand loyalty, retaining a customer base in a city, and so on?
So let me put a data for you. So in cosmetics, generally the customer repurchase rate or the return rate falls into 25 to 27%. As you said, the market is very crowded. It is getting crowded. Touchwood, we started 7.5 years back, where that also made it quite easy for us to grow and scale up. But for us to retain back, as I said, it is 25 to 27% for us. The top 10 products are beautifully having a 65 or 67% from 56 it's starting. So at least the top 10 products are repeat rates are very high. So in that way, I would say only when you concentrate and invest in the product, you will see the customers coming back, because I can make a loud PR stunt, make marketing, sell a product for the first time. I can do that. So you're going to buy me from first time because some random influencer spoke about it, but you're not going to buy from me if you don't like the product again. So we have put our heart and soul into the development of the formulation and how the product is getting delivered. So in that way, I see the retention rates are higher.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that if I want to start something in the skincare, actually this question is to both of you. If I want to start something in the tech space or what is that one thing that I should get it right? Or where do I start as a young entrepreneur?
I think you should play to your strengths, okay? I mean, I think it's important as entrepreneurs, at least from my personal experience, to look at things that you know well, right? And to focus on that, because you're not really going to get a huge set of people who know all of the pieces and kind of manage that. As an entrepreneur, you are leading by example most of the time. So I think whether, I think I wouldn't set something up in skincare. I know nothing about it, and that's not an area of expertise. So I think people need to look at where they can be successful, what they can imagine themselves to be leading.
So I think he has said it right, but you have to explore and see what works for you, and at least I think to be a great entrepreneur, to be strong, you should be open to receive no's and yes, and it's absolutely fine. Explore and see what works for you. I'm still learning. We're all in learning phase. So even recently, because Deyga on Instagram, we have 1 million followers, but recently I have started my YouTube channel in the name of Arthi Raguram. I was curious to know how well the audience can receive me. It's been only 4 or 5 days, and now I think I have 47 subscribers. And that fascinates me like anything. I'm so excited to refresh and see, 47 subscribers I have. I know that's not a number, but that's giving me a chill. So I think you should make yourself, through the process, you should always feel excited about what you're doing. So end of the day, when you go to sleep, you should feel, I did something nice today. So do something that makes you happier, like where you feel very passionate about. I would say like that, yeah.
Yeah, I would suggest to be like curious, to really dream something up of where you can be. And that's why I'm saying it needs to be something that you kind of know a bit about, but then you can imagine where you could take it to.
So I have another general question to both of you. So my question is, can you give us some insights into some of the failures that you have had and then where you bounced back? Both of you, please.
There are many, many failures as we go through. I mean, in retrospect, it seems like it's a bed of roses, but as you go through, there are many thorns and potholes along the way, and you wake up some days and wonder where it's going to be. At some point when we were a very small company, there was another large company which was trying to poach a lot of people from us. Okay, and really a lot of the key people. It was quite a risky time for us. We were a very small company at that point of time. But I think we stayed the course. We went and talked to people about it, and we tried to explain to them the pros and cons. And so we had open discussions with our employees on this, and this is how we thought we could manage it. We went through that, and we did some major changes as well in the company. But like I was saying, I think every once in a while we cannibalize the company. Okay, when we started as consultants, pure play consultants, because there were new companies coming up. We were advisors to the CIOs about roadmaps, system selections. Very few people in India knew about insurance core systems to be able to advise them. So for the first few years, we were doing this. But at some point, we understood that people also need a branding, right? They need the big name branding of the consultants to be able to select a long core system. Core systems in insurance, people select for 20 years, right? And they don't just need the expertise which we brought in. They needed the big name experts. So we partnered with them for a while, but we realized this is not a game that we are going to play forever and scale. So we dramatically changed our business. We partnered with product companies, which means we could no longer be the independent advisor to CIOs. So we really cannibalized the business. So you should sometimes see that there is a possibility of what we are doing today failing or not getting you to the next level and being able to destroy it and build on it before something comes and destroys you. So predict your own failures, fail fast, and build on it.
Yes, beautifully said. I have nothing to add to it, actually. As the last sentence that he said is very powerful. So I think you have to, predict your own failures. And also, one more thing, you should, at least I have one attitude of when I have a drawback or when I fail, I always stand up by myself. I do not want someone to come say, come on, Arthi, you can do it. I always pat my back. I feel we should have the drive to face the failure. I see it in that way, yeah.
Both of you have been actively involved right from the beginning. So the product or the service must be very close to your heart. Going ahead, have you thought about, or do you see yourself taking a step back, and or how do you thought about that while scaling up? Taking a step back and letting somebody else handle the business. Have you thought about that, or do you see yourself moving into that phase?
I think you need a team, you need a system. As you scale, you have to have the broader lens and you have to let other people grow. But I have to agree, I have to be very honest. I still do a lot of micromanagement in the company. I know, I sometimes think, no, I'm not doing it. I go back and see, but sometimes, even when they keep a camera lens, I would go tilt the phone like this and say, keep it like this. So it's still happening in me. I think I'm in a phase of learning to, step back and see in a broader vision. I'm still not there.
Yeah, I think it's very important, especially as we scale, to give up the things that we were doing earlier, right? I mean, and to figure out that there must be a structure, there must be other people taking over the pieces, and to change one's role over a period of time. So every few years we need to kind of reimagine what we need to do as entrepreneurs, as founders, as managers, in order to let the system grow on its own. And I'm now at a point of time where I'm also thinking very clearly that at some point I will not be around in the company. So I need to make sure that there is the rest of the system working on its own and being able to grow. But that's something that we've been thinking about even from very early stages, to make sure that there are other people who are making decisions, who are empowered to make decisions, even if they are wrong, and that's fine. That's the process that we went through, to make mistakes and learn, and we must give space to the other people to make similar mistakes and learn. There is no other way for companies to grow.
I hope there are no more questions. Okay. Thank you to both the speakers, Ms. Arthi and Mr. Surajit, for sharing your remarkable journeys. Your stories reflect what it truly takes to build with depth, lead with clarity, and grow with purpose. From transforming a homegrown personal care brand into a global presence, to steering an insurtech venture towards worldwide impact, both of you have shown us what vision, resilience, and thoughtful execution can achieve. With that, we conclude my scale-up story session. Now, I request both of you to take down from the stage. I request Mr. Harikrishnan Nair, President of Western India Cashew Company, to hand over the token of appreciation.